Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for getting into your favorite clothes. Nice to see so many of you dressed up. Tonight I chose my tux, which I haven't had the opportunity to be able to wear in a while. A little snugger than I remember it being back a year ago. But you know what? It's making me feel good. You know, there are better times to come. I also brought out my suitcase because it's been neglected for the past year. So for those who have not met me personally, I'm Randy Twanick, owner of Expedia Cruise Ship Center's Edmonton West location. Thank you for joining us tonight for our Client Appreciation virtual event. For those who have not attended a Zoom meeting, you're muted just because of the size of the group. You can use the chat feature in Zoom to ask any questions or make comments, and you have the choice of whether or not you have your video on or off. I do recommend you put your view as speaker's view so you can, especially during the presentation, see our celebrity chef. You know what, 10 months ago, I never heard of Zoom. Boy, things have changed. We're gonna start off with a little fun poll. So what's gonna happen is some questions are gonna pop up on your screen. I'd like you to answer them, and then we'll share the results after we're all done. And we'll give about 5 or 6 seconds for each question. So there's just 4 of them. What happened?
Just asking for the.
All right, next question. Okay, 2 more to go.
Wow, most people go on 11 to 20 cruises.
And the last one. Perfect. All right. Would everybody like to see the results? Polling question number 1, I obviously answered already, but here's where we're at with the first question. So majority, just like I remembered. So that's good. That's good. The next question, last traveled. 11 of you, January or February of 2020. So that's fantastic that you actually got in a vacation this year. And one of you, 2018, time for a trip for sure. Number of cruises. Wow, 13 of people on have 11 to 20 cruises. That's fantastic. And 30 plus, amazing. 2 of our clients on. And then the last one, number of canceled trips, and this is kind of a depressing one. 1 to 3 trips for most of you, 4 to 6 for the rest of you. So thank you for, there we go, sharing the results. 4 to 6 for the rest of you. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing that. Well, personally, I've been on 44 cruises. Last time I traveled was May of 2019. And since that time, I've had to cancel or postpone 8 personal trips, which is kind of disheartening. The one that I was most disappointed in canceling was taking my 2 boys to Disneyland this fall. My boys are now a year older. They're 6 and 8. So I've just lost 1 year less to take them there. We all have many trips to make up for, and we've missed out on many other things this year. Our Expedia Cruise Ship Center's office has been in business for 24.5 years. If you would have told me last December that our 25th year in business would have been an entire year without travel, I would have told you you were crazy. That's my cat's tail, by the way. We're cooking shrimp tonight, so he's awfully curious. Yeah, if you're going to tell me last Christmas that we'd go a full year without travel, I would have told you you're crazy. But it appears that it's going to be at least that long, if not a little bit longer, before we can go and explore the world again. My team of dedicated consultants consists of 22 travel consultants, plus Kristen, who's our admin and insurance specialist, and of course myself. My average team member has been with me for 8.5 years. And I definitely want to thank them for this past year's work they've done for all our clients. It's definitely been challenging. We've been dealing with COVID issues since the end of January. So that's 11 months and counting. We started with client issues in Asia in January and February. Then in March, COVID came, of course, to North America. Overnight, we had to switch to working remotely, which fortunately our technology made that easy for us to do. And even though we're not deemed an essential service, I believe our clients traveling around the world at that time believed we were essential at that moment. So proud of my team. They really pulled it together. We all worked together to get everybody home. And since March, we've been continued to work for our clients, which our consultant, Lisa, will talk about a little bit later. I won't lie, it's been a very stressful 11 months in business. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for your past travels with us and for future travels that will be coming. Secondly, I want to assure you our center is here for the long term. Having 24.5 years in this, we have weathered many storms in the travel business. To mention a few of those major events in the past that we've been through, 2001, of course, was 9/11. 2003 was SARS. 2008 was a stock market crash. 2009 H1N1. 2010 the Iceland volcano eruption. 2017 we had 3 major hurricanes in the Caribbean, and now 2020 has brought us COVID-19. Although it's been most challenging and lengthy world event that we've experienced, I know from past experience at some point we'll get through it and we'll be able to travel again. Still love the travel. I still love the business we're in. Business we are in, I truly believe, are to help create memories and experiences that will last a lifetime for you. I hope over the last 10 months of isolation, you've had the chance to reflect on past trips. Hopefully those memories are helping you get through these times and are making you look forward to better times ahead. We're starting to see some positive light at the end of the tunnel. Despite the current news in Alberta of not having to have Christmas at home with the family, there is positive news on the vaccines. Rapid testing is starting to happen. Treatments have been improving as the world learns on how to deal with COVID, and travel is beginning to start again with enhanced safety measures and protocols in place. We are seeing ocean cruising and river cruising start up in Europe since the summer. Asia cruises is beginning to sail, and the cruise lines are getting their ships prepared to begin to sail soon out of North America. We definitely have some hurdles in Canada to get past, but I'm confident we are slowly getting there. We all need a vacation, and we are here to help you navigate the new complexities when the time is right for you to travel. And I'm going to have our consultant, Lisa, talk about that more after our special guest. So now, what you've all been waiting for is Chef Billy. Now I'd like to introduce our special guest, Chef Bill, who is a man of many talents. And I didn't grab all of these, but these are some of his major ones. So first of all, he's a self-taught home chef. He's catered our office parties for the past 12 years, and the dish he's demonstrating has been a crowd pleaser for us. Bill is a goalie. Bill is known as Grandpa Canada to his grandchildren who live in the US. He was purser on the Edmonton Queen riverboat years ago. He's portrayed Mr. Monopoly for McDonald's Edmonton. He's a level 3 sommelier. He's also a marriage commissioner. He does private catering, And most recently, he competed on the Food Network's Wallace Chefs episode 14 that aired on September 22nd. Bill is also a master secret keeper because he actually did the taping of his show September of 2019, and he had to keep it a secret from everyone, even his significant other, for an entire year before it aired. So good job on you, Bill. And Bill, you're just an overall good guy. If you have any questions for Bill as we're doing the preparation of his dish, please put it in the chat and we'll get them answered ASAP. Chef Bill, we're ready for you. Let's see what you're going to help us prepare tonight. Time is on the clock. Your cook starts now.
Oh, no, not again. Thank you, Randy. Thank you for inviting me to join in your celebration. It's quite an honor. What we're doing tonight is our little favorite dish. Like you said, we've done this at the last 4 years of our parties, staff parties that you throw wonderfully for your staff. What it's called is we call it shrimp billy. And basically we start out with 16 to 20 count shrimp, peeled, deveined, and then seasoned with the what I call shrimp billy spice, but it's basically herbs de Provence with a little bit of heat, a little bit of other things too. And this is something you can develop over a time frame after trying it a couple times. So what we do, we just put the shrimp, and I've done this ahead of time. I put a little bit of oil, some of the shrimp billy spice into the shrimp and mix it. Make sure you pat them dry before you start all this, or you'll get spatters all over and you burn little burn dots on your arms and that sort of thing. So put them in a relatively warm pan, and then it's better to start them a little lower in temperature, then turn the heat up a bit. They only take a couple minutes to do. So I've pre-seasoned these, but I'm going to add just a little bit more of the shrimp billy spice because I like the flavor. These are aromatic, like I said, basically herbs de Provence with the basil, oregano, a little bit of lavender, maybe marjoram, just whatever grows in the south of France, they put into this mixture. You can buy it packaged at the store, or you can make your own depending on how you want it. I also put a little cayenne pepper just to kick up the heat a little. As Emerald would say, kick it up a notch. And just let them cook for about 1 minute on the first side, and then tip them over to the other. You just want them to cook for about a minute on each side, maybe a little more, depending on how hot your fire is. You just want them to get a little bit pink. And once they get going, I'm using a little stove here. It's called a cassette au feu. If you have a gas stove, it goes better because you'll see why. The kitchen that I have beside me has a glass top, one of those not so good stoves. You know what I mean. Gas is where it's at. Anyway, let them cook just a little. And I think when they're at the point,
mute before.
At the point where you think they're nice and pink, there's a secret element we introduced, and that is the liqueur called limoncello from the Amalfi Coast region of Italy. Distilled lemon in spirits. You can make this yourself, or you can buy it in any fine liquor store. So about 2 ounces, and then whoa, be careful. Try this at home; it'll work. And that becomes your nice little appetizer. Shrimp billy. Now, we could take this up a little bit further by adding, let me just get rid of that. If you want to make this meal size, what I've done here, I've got a little bit of cooked penne noodle, pasta, with some tomato sauce. And we'll just heat that up a bit. And we'll make it a bit more of a meal size for everybody to enjoy. If you want just a bigger portion. Or you can cook twice as many shrimp, it's up to you. There, that's up to temperature. You can do this a couple different ways. Throw the shrimp right in, or use what you've already cooked and just plate it up. That, a little bit of fresh basil, and you've got meal size shrimp billy with pasta penne. Bon appetit, or buon appetito. Let me turn this off so at least it doesn't get burnt.
I was gonna go back to Randy.
Okay, Randy.
Hello, Bill. That was excellent. I can't wait to try mine. Always a crowd pleaser, as we say at our Expedia Cruises parties, which we're very disappointed we can't do live this year. Bill, that was excellent. Thank you. Next, we're going to bring up Lisa Anfleck, who's been with us for, oh my Lord, 18 years.
Excuse me?
22 years. Sorry.
22 years we've been
22
together.
years. And just
22
before we
years.
do that, we're going to do one more fun poll. Where is that? Poll, next poll.
You can talk about that in a minute if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not getting any answer. There we go. Now they're starting to come through.
Yeah.
Yum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna one more second here. There we go. All right, here's what everybody's been doing with their time this year. 6 wanted researching where they want to go next. Lots of people catching up on Netflix. And then 5 of you renovated your house. So excellent, because we've been spending a lot of time there. So next up is Lisa. Lisa, take it away.
Thank you. And yes, we have been together, Randy and I have been together for 22 years, actually November 15th, 1998. One of the reasons that I started working for Expedia Cruises is I took my first cruise and loved it so much I came back to the office and absolutely drove them crazy until finally one day Randy said, you know, why don't you just come and work for me? And that was a long history, and it's been an absolute wonderful history. Although I have to say, out of the 22 years that I've been in business with Randy, this has been the most challenging year. Interestingly enough, even though travel is at a standstill, myself and the entire team have been working as many hours as before. Our mission has always been to take care of our clients' travel arrangement, and this year the travel arrangements took a different view. Back in March, when Canadians were told to come home and stay home, we were busy assisting our clients who were traveling with their arrangements to bring them home safely. Rebooking flights, canceling current travel arrangements became the new norm of the day. And dealing with different time zones sometimes made this difficult. And often we were working early in the morning or late at night to manage to make the arrangements. This was a huge task for our team, but we managed to get everyone home safe. And once our clients were all home safe and sound, we started focusing on what travel was and would look like in the future. The last 9 months have been a real education for myself and all the consultants at Expedia Cruises. We learned a great deal more about travel insurance and how to make claims. We learned about each cruise line's policy of canceled cruises and the options on refunds or future travel credits so we could advise our valued clients the best options for them. We learned how to rebook vacations using the travel credits if applicable. Now what we're dealing with is many of the cruise lines have had to change where they will be sailing and the length of sailing, and we're following all the new deployment and changes in itinerary for future travel. We are learning which destinations are open, which destinations are closed, and we're also learning all the new health protocols of the cruise lines and the land vacations. Travel is going to become more complicated in the future, and we're learning all the regulations and rules. Will we need vaccines? Will we need COVID tests? Which type? Where will we get them? What documentation will be required? And we will know all the answers for you, whether it's a flight to Vancouver to see your family or that much needed vacation to Hawaii, Tahiti, or perhaps Europe. We'll be able to give you the correct and much updated information. We also learned how to stay in touch with clients in a different manner. We've been running a series of virtual events over the last few months, giving you the opportunity to learn about new cruise lines and destinations. And we've learned about Zoom and how it can be a great tool with meeting with clients. And I, for one, have found that I've started to meet with clients virtually. People can't come or don't want to come to the office. And I always thought the face-to-face was more personal, so Zoom meetings have been a great alternative. Travel will begin again, and we will be here equipped with the information you need. Lately, everywhere you read, there's a push on local travel. So may I remind you that we are a local business. We appreciate you coming to us to fulfill your travel plans. And remember to share that information with any of your family or friends who might think it's best to book on the internet. With all the new rules coming into place and changing rapidly, everyone will need to deal with the expert. And I can very humbly say that we will be the experts. So thank you again for your business, for your loyalty, and for joining us tonight. We are here when you are ready to plan. And now I will turn it back to Randy.
There's some chats and I can do a couple.
All right. Thank you, Lisa, for that. And definitely we have been busier than you can imagine the last 11 months. A couple reminders for everybody before we finish off the evening. First, make sure you follow us on Facebook. We post lots of pictures to keep you dreaming of where you want to go next, as well as give you information on future events, virtual, that we'll be hosting in the near future. January, we'll be continuing with our travel talks sessions. They're going to be every Thursday through the month of January and February. We're just finalizing the schedule right now. We'll be posting that on Facebook as they come available. And it just gives you good ideas of where you can go and different ways you can go in the future. And then also subscribe to our EC Travel Talks on YouTube. We've been posting our travel talks on there so you can refer to them as you run out of Netflix shows to watch. And we've just been archiving them there. Again, I want to thank you for all your support and trust in us to allow us to arrange your travels. We truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed our little customer appreciation night tonight. Thank you for taking time to join us. And for those who cooked along, please enjoy Chef Billy's shrimp, because they are absolutely delicious and good at any occasion. So everybody.
Randy, we do have a couple questions before you turn off. So there is a question for Bill. Is there any garlic in the spice mix?
A little bit of roasted granulated garlic. I mean, you don't have to put it in there if you don't want to. There won't be in the herb de Provence mix. Okay. It's only if you add it.
And another question is, where was the lemon? We put on the recipe that we needed the lemon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cheated. I put it in first. I marinated. I had time. You guys probably didn't. I had time to put it in with the oil, a little bit of oil and a little bit of spice in the bowl before I cooked. I'm sorry. You could also just do a dash of lemon right at the end. Squeeze a lemon wedge over top. And that's a personal thing too. I mean, the limoncello will give you a nice lemony taste anyway. Even if you used something like anisette or sambuca or a different kind of liqueur, the lemon will go nicely too because of the acidity. You need some acidity. And I didn't talk about the wines. The best kind of wine for this little outing would be something like a Pinot Grigio, or I also have a agave from Pinot Grigio from the Veneto area. If you've been to Venice, it's just across the water a little further north. And agave is in the Piemonte area, which is northwestern Italy. So anything that is dry and crisp, but I would rather you pick something, a Pinot Grigio, not so much a domestic one, say from California or Canada. The best ones, of course, the true to the great, are the ones from Italy.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Bill. I also want to put a little disclaimer on the evening. Bill is Lisa's significant other, so no cohort laws were broken tonight.
No.
Yes. Yes, he's one of my two I'm one of his two cohorts.
Yeah.
Excellent. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the holiday season. Make sure you reach out to your friends and relatives virtually if you can, because we can't see them one-on-one. Everybody needs that social interaction these days. Thank you again for your past business, your future business, and we're going to get you traveling again soon. Enjoy your rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much, Lisa.